Linh-chan and Dimi-chan play games.
Bottom lip conspiracy.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back, Ten-chan. If you don't know what we're talking about when we're saying bottom lip conspiracy,
Check out last episode.
Yeah, check out our previous episode.
And if you're sick of hearing about sushi, watch another episode, then come back to this one. Because guess what I'm going to be talking about? Sushi!
Why? What
I
else is there?
I have so much to say on sushi. And we have one... Did I not say go in here? We have one part left, and there's nothing else to do on this area. So we're just going to talk about sushi.
Okay.
That's just the way it's going to be. I'm going to grab plenty of red guys. And I'm just gonna go hung-ho and get that part.
What's that thing that's floating there that you
It's
caught?
like it shoots down enemy asteroids, and it did a very bad job since we crash landed.
Why is it floating there?
Because it's its
It's
own
not
little
a
spaceship.
part inside?
No, it's its own little spaceship.
Oh, weird.
I'm just gonna grab all red guys, and we're gonna go on a massacre. Look at them. There's so many. Let's evolve these.
So it's rather funny if the spaceship it's missing all of these dirty parts. How is it still functioning? How is it still able to fly up
I
and
have
down?
no idea.
That's so funny.
Well, it got its engine. That's what it needed, and that's what we got on the first day, right?
Would you have been able to lift off if you didn't get the engine?
Probably. Oh no, so, well, the first day is not timed, so it doesn't really matter. But, yeah, probably not.
What happened?
I don't know. Sometimes the capture, like, stops on the TV, but continues on my computer screen. So, all good. I only lost the minimum of Pikmin. And we're just gonna make lots more. Dum 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 dum. So I promised more sushi. You do not need to hold a Geiger counter next to sushi. There's no, there's no radioactive elements. Though there is a lot of mercury in sea fish, especially the fish that are at the top of the
food chain.
The food chain, like tuna. So if you really like tuna and eat tuna every day, probably get checked for mercury. Would be a good idea.
But it's not. I don't think in your lifetime you ever get.
Oh, a lot of people have problems.
Oh, really?
And that's actually a huge problem in Japan, not because they eat sushi, but because they eat a lot of fish. That a lot of people were starting to be born with like problems. Not adults, because it doesn't really impact you as an adult very much. It does. It does after you have a certain amount of it, but it's especially damaging for like babies, infants growing up.
Well, I think it has to do with their immune system and their body and their organs haven't been developed yet, and already they're being like attacked by this poison.
I don't think it's like the immune system. I think it just interferes because it steals electrons, and then it just like interferes with your metabolic processes, and it actually takes most noticeable effect in the brain. I need to start throwing these again. There we go. So yeah, so people that are born from parents that have like high exposure to mercury, they end up with lots of mental problems growing up, and that like is actually a not very well publicized problem in Japan, to the point where they kind of are not shy about it, but they don't like to talk about it. Just like suicide is a big problem in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, Japan is a very shame-based country.
So they don't want to talk about anything that's shameful.
Yeah, anything. Which is also why there's so much, the suicide rate is so much higher in Japan than anywhere else. Is because the fact that they can't talk about these kind of things with anybody, you know, it leads to a much more negative effect.
But back to sushi, because that's what we were talking about. I'm totally on board to stay on topic so long as
Lynn doesn't like
Lynn doesn't bring me off topic, and then I just forget what I'm talking about.
But it's interesting how
it's very interesting.
It's how like you go on one topic and it just leads you into a whole different conversation, and it just goes back to like how our mind works. You know, how two different individuals like have such
a different way of thinking about the same exact thing. I mean, like, our minds are just random.
Anyway, back to sushi. No more off topic.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
Oh,
Someone
seg.
else is God.
Oh, seg. Oh, seg. Can't... Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I forgot I had this one. Oh my gosh. Why did you just fly forward?
Yeah. You need to go very slowly. You killed a few.
You think I can make it?
If you don't run off too far, you
I
need
saved
to be
3.
there. No, you saved 1.
I saved
2.
2.
You
Oh,
need
shit.
to be there. They don't know that they're supposed to follow you.
Is there one more guy up here? Oh, I probably should have. Let's wait till you go back underground.
So what about sushi, mercury poisoning?
Okay, so, like, tuna is very good, especially when you get it at a sushi restaurant, especially when you get the fatty tuna. Fatty tuna is delicious. And so if you get the chance, definitely try otoro, which is the big fatty tuna. If you see the head, let me know. And then there's chutoro, which is like the medium fatty variety. I am doing horribly at this.
Because you're talking. You can't concentrate on 2 things at once.
Do not get maguro. Maguro is like meh. Like, I guess if you really want sushi but you don't want to pay for sushi, you can get maguro.
But the fact that you're eating sushi, you might as well pay for the expensive stuff.
Yeah, like, get a treat. You're not going to fill yourself with food. You go somewhere else for filling yourself with food. You're there to enjoy flavors.
Yeah.
And
explore your palate.
Yeah. So get otoro, get chutoro. Definitely try something called a negitoro roll, which is like chutoro, so medium fatty tuna, mixed with Tokyo negi, which is like gigantic spring onions. Though I think they just use spring onions.
They just use regular spring onions or green onions,
which are the same thing. Oh my gosh, why does he always appear so far away?
Why do you need to kill him?
Because he's gonna give me lots of Pikmin. Gonna do this the old-fashioned way. I'm not gonna.
Oh, there. He's almost done. He's almost dead. So.
Yeah, there he is. This is gonna... There we go. That's how you kill a
so
weird
these headbangers, huh?
Yeah.
5? Just 5? Oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna say, that's all you got?
What should I do? Should I go back with them?
My favorite, it's a baked crab's hand roll.
Oh, baked crab hand rolls are good. So
Yeah.
this is one of the only fancy stuff that Noshi has. So Noshi has a few rolls. They have their cucumber roll.
And they're not paying us to promote them at all.
Oh no, if only. If only
they don't
paid
need us to promote them. Like,
No,
they're
they
doing
don't.
so well.
But I will do it anyways because people need to know what good sushi is. So they do have a few rolls. They have a spicy tuna roll, which they're rather well known for by the American crowd that does not know what good sushi is. And they're like, oh, what rolls do you have? And they're like, well, we have a spicy tuna roll. So I guess there's that. So that's what people get, and it's quite good. Like, it's well known for that. Then they have a big crab hand roll, which uses soy paper rather than seaweed. And then it's a tad bit of mayo on a very nice and healthy crab leg.
Yeah, a piece of crab.
And with worm rice. So the crab leg, the crab leg,
the crab leg
is baked along with
the mayo.
The mayo.
So when you bake mayo becomes sweet.
Yeah.
So that sweetness of the mayo and then that little vinegary taste of the warm rice combined with the crab leg, it's really good. And if you ever eat seafood, a lot of seafood like crab or shrimp, whatever, if you cook it right, it's really sweet. It has a really natural sweetness to it.
Yeah.
That you don't need
I mean,
to
you
add.
use like little baby shrimps to make your soup sweet.
Yeah. So I use these dried shrimps, and they like sun dry it to the point where it's like you cannot eat it because it's really hard. But if you put it in soup, it gives it a really nice sweetness to it.
I mean, so back to the baked crab hand roll. So it's this crab leg baked with mayo and then put on warm rice in a soy wrapper. And it's a hand roll, so you just eat this by yourself, and trust me, you're not going to want to share. and it's delicious. Simply said. And so they have that. They have the spicy tuna roll. They have the cucumber rolls. Is there anything else that I can get in this whole area? I don't think so.
They also have a salmon skin roll.
Oh, the salmon skin rolls are getting fairly popular a little everywhere. Get it as a hand roll. It's I think much better because then the seaweed does not get soggy. And then you can get that extra crunch. So you have a double crunch. You have the salmon skin crunch.
Yeah, the crispiness
and then you have,
of the skin.
And then you have the crunch of the actual seaweed.
And then it also comes with pickled carrots. So then the pickled carrots add another level of crunchiness to it as well.
Yeah, and they're called yamagobo. If you ever want to ask for them directly, I know like a lot of our family friends just like eating those. And pickles are delicious. We'll get to pickles on another time. We're way too distracted. So those are the rolls that Noshi Sushi has. So they're not completely roll-less. They do have some. And then as far as sushi goes, so as for tuna, get otoro. If you're getting anything else than tuna, salmon is very good at Noshi. I would suggest getting salmon sashimi because they will give you a nice thick slab of it, and it has a very nice texture at Noshi. Like much better than I've had elsewhere or in Japan. I don't know where they get their salmon, but it's definitely...
Probably from Japan.
I don't think so. I don't think Japanese salmon is all that great. I think Noshi salmon is much better. Maybe it's Alaskan salmon?
Maybe.
Probably. Perhaps it's just farm salmon and they just like cure it in a certain way. Like I really don't know. And there's this little hole here if you didn't know.
Takes you out to the other side.
So you don't have to, there's a wall there at one point, so you don't have to break that down. You can just sneak through if you want.
But you can't carry anything back.
No. And then there's red snapper. So when you get red snapper, do get it with salt. Like if you ask and the chef knows what you're talking about, then you know that they're in pain because they are like, these people don't like the proper way you're supposed to have it. And then they're just sad. So they're very happy when someone asks them the proper way to have it. And they usually garnish it up with like a little bit of yuzu, which is like
But like I said, like often paste. If it's a good chef, they know what needs to be with it. You don't even need to tell them how to prepare it because that's also an insult to them. But like, you know, and often if they are a good chef, they will tell you how to eat a certain item.
No, that's definitely very true. Come on, blue guy. You can get that one.
Because it's like, who are you to come into my restaurant? You know,
and tell me how
to prepare food, you know. So they really don't like it when you have like custom requests, like when you request something like that. They have to go beyond.
Yeah, like I'd say if you're making like a roll and you want something special, they're okay with it a few times. Just don't make it a habit.
Yeah.
Or ask them for their opinion. Like they will most likely be able to make something much better than you can even think of using ingredients that they don't usually use on everyone, you know?
Yeah.
Like, trust me, they have some good stuff behind that bar and they're not necessarily gonna use it on everything.
And they don't give it to everyone. Like that one time we went to Noshi and we had many different types of toro, right? So we have the regular toro, and then we have the otoro, and then we have the chu toro, and then there's this other item where it's called the super toro, which is like the best of the best of the best. And it was really expensive, but the fact that we
asked it was like $12
for one piece.
For two pieces.
Oh, okay. But like the fact that we asked for it, like the chef was so happy that he gave us extra.
He was like, there's extra pieces.
Yeah, because normally people don't ask for certain things. Like people just take what's on the menu and don't ask for more. So when you ask for a certain kind of item that they really appreciate, they'll give you more of it, you know? And they were so happy about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, there's like 3 people off in the distance. Almost there.
And I have to admit, that super toro, that was like the best. It was so good.
Essentially butter.
For me, even me, someone who doesn't eat sashimi, I have to say that was the best fish I've ever had. That's super total.
Because it's served on warm rice, so you're not eating something cold most of the time. And that's like the whole point of why the rice is warm, because you're actually eating a warm dish. So when they serve it to you and like everything's cold, that's another telltale sign that you're not eating quality sushi. But yeah, so the fish is warm, which means that the fat is starting to melt, literally. Mm-hmm. Which means that when you put it in your mouth and your mouth is even warmer, it will melt even more. And oftentimes when you do get like the better fish, they will glaze it with a separate sauce. It's not always like ponzu or soy sauce. Sometimes it's like a sweetened stock, like a soup stock sauce, which adds more depth to it. So definitely listen to what the chef says when they say like, don't put soy sauce on this. You're going to ruin it. Basically, enjoy this as it is. And sometimes, like most of the times, that green paste that you get is not wasabi, it's horseradish. Wasabi is a different kind of plant that is rather rare and hard to grow in large numbers. So sometimes you do get some wasabi, which is bizarrely kind of sweet and not very spicy at all. And it actually goes very well with fish. And it's no wonder that they don't give it out on everything, because it's quite hard to find.
Yeah.
But yeah, real wasabi.
So you're being cheated with horseradish rather than real wasabi?
Yeah, you are, definitely. And then always go for bellies. Bellies are delicious, but you can get other types for like yellowtail, for instance. Yellowtail belly is very, very buttery. It has almost a texture of butter as you're eating it, with like a slight saltiness to it naturally from the fish. It's very, very good. But yellowtail that's not belly has a very different flavor. So just because something's not a belly does not mean it's
not bad. It's not good.
Yeah, it's worse quality. It's not necessarily a correlation. So don't always fall for that necessarily. Anyways, we'll talk more about sushi next time, because I obviously have too much to say about sushi and I get distracted and I say the same stuff over and over and over again.
Which is why from the very beginning, I was like, Pikmin is not a very good game to be playing if you want to talk about stuff, because then it's very distracting and it's like, there's a lot of effort needing to put towards this game, you know?
But at the same time, it's fun and you don't necessarily need direction. Like we were playing the Super Mario Galaxy, and because we were talking, I wasn't like talking to any of the in-game characters, and I just went around in a circle for a whole episode. Like, if we're playing that kind of game, I have a feeling we'll be more game focused and be into it and just have a fun time playing that game. This one, I feel like I can multitask a little more, since I have to multitask for the game anyways. I might as well multitask in real life too. And show how bad I am at multitasking.
And your short-term memory.
And my short-term memory of like forgetting what I was doing 5 minutes ago. But yeah, I'm having an excellent time, and I hope you're having a better time watching and explaining different things and talking about stuff.
Definitely.
And I hope everyone at home is having fun listening. Don't listen while you're in class. Pay attention in school. You will get most of your schooling in class rather than doing it later as homework. So don't listen in class. Listen to the class, not to us in class. Watch us at home. Watch us at work, because work is, you're no longer in class and you're allowed to be bored at that point. So you're okay to watch at work, everyone. Anywho, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Chan-chan.
See you tomorrow. Linh-chan, 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 Dimi-chan, Dimi-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan, Dimi-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan.